Hello, my lovely people. I had an inspiration and I thought I'd just get on with this. I'm not gonna wait any longer. Sometimes I wait for a couple of days or even for a couple of weeks if the procrastination is stronger. But now I just thought, let me just go quickly. I have got this inspiration. I have got a couple of things that happened and I wanted to talk about this, and let me just jump on now. So my thoughts are about trust and how do we live with the trust and how helpful but sometimes misleading it can be. And this the misleading part, this is what just happened to me. So at work I have got a colleague who I rely on, and I just found out that this colleague said some untruth to another colleague, which is a very kind of, work related things. And I obviously, my trust in this other colleague went so much down, and I guess this is happening to all of us with people, and this was kind of very hard thing because this is someone really close to us. But we are born with this trust. We are born with the feeling of, of trusting people. Usually when you see little babies, they would I suppose just look at you and be happy with everyone, although they are designed to kind of want and recognize mom and maybe not feel safe with other people. That's another thing. But when you travel on the bus, when I travel on the bus with kids, with children, not mine, just with people traveling with children, I can see that, when you look at them, they are different, and they don't usually take their gaze away, and they are very curious, and they, in a way, they are trusting. We trust that our government and in the developed countries, it's all done for our well-being, and it's done because it's protecting us, right? So the whole systems, the healthcare, the army, so it's all created for our protection, and we need to kind of stay in this trust to be safe to a certain level, but also on a certain level we have to have this kind of discernment that we understand that not everything is as it is. Not everything seems not everything is as we think it is, or as we would like this to be, or as we believe this to be. So there are kind of contrasting things, because I believe that living with trust is the helpful way of being. The trust and the hope, although some people say that hope is kind of especially with kind of affirmations, that hoping for something is not the same as believing it. So in this way, trusting and hoping, I would say, is the same. With the spiritual thing, for me, I trust and believe that everything around me and the universe around me conspires to help me, to support me, is there to love me. But on the other hand, when the trust is put in someone else, for delivering things or giving you things or providing some sort of safety for you, and when this trust is broken in someone else, when this trust is broken, this can then damage your self-worth, your your safety feelings, your safety believings, or your safety kind of net. And this sort of kind of happened today with me, because I trusted this person, and I would never think that this person would say things that are untrue. My trust, my feelings of safety kind of got damaged. And every time when something like this happens, so every time I get disappointed, I have to remind myself that, first of all, people are only people, and they have their human weaknesses. We are all weak. And it does not mean that it's a wicked person, or it does not mean that it's a bad person, or also probably had good intention for the good of everyone. In the corporate world, it's hard to make decision. I totally see and understand that. And sometimes you probably cannot say the truth. And the higher you get, the more responsibility you have, I guess. The harder it is to kind of maneuver between that, because obviously in the same time you have to look out for yourself and for other people. And it's all well said that the truth should always be there first, but it's just hard, and I recognize that. I am not saying that it cannot be done. It can be done, and this is how the true leaders should be. But I recognize that it's really, really hard to do. And also recognizing this, and for me then making a decision if I should step up or step out and reveal this untruth to the other person when I know that what's been said is not true. So with this, have I participated in this untruth? Am I now, by not saying anything, also being untruth? Especially that this other person asked me not to say anything. It's not easy. And now while I'm talking to you, and I'm trying to kind of think about and think my way out of this, or not really out of this, but come to this spiritually, and so that I can think about this as a thing that is also creating, also maybe not even creating, because I think in this situation we are past it, but it's not creating anything bad. And it is hard. So just a reflection of navigating between these and losing the trust, but in the same time keeping the trust and recognizing maybe where people can come from, but also guarding yourself. So when you lose this track, it does not destroy you. It does not destroy your sense of safety. This is very important. And it obviously could be anything. It could be a breakup of a relationship. It could be losing something. This, if it's a person related, obviously you then lose trust in this other person. And it might be like in myself, I tend to build my safety around those people, my feeling of safety around people, around objects, around situations. And I think also that's normal, that we rely on having those around us, and we rely on having this to then have our sense of safety, and trusting that these people would also act for our greater good, which on and on again and again proves that that's not always the case, right? Even parents or even people really, really close to us, we get disappointed and we get our trust broken. It's about how we come back to trusting again. And I think that comes from really trusting the universe and trusting that our life is for something, trusting that the universe, as I said, conspires and loves us and conspires to have our greater good always on mind or in mind. And this comes from the love that we are surrounded all the time, the love that God, the energy, whatever you want to call this, the highest spirit always have for us. So this to me is the engraved trust that is in us. And this is something that I'll always say. I always say that I trust that things would always work out. And this is trust and this is belief. This is something that really I don't even have to think about. I think I've spoken about this before. I always had that, and that's just the same feeling as it's something that is just me. I know that whatever happens, things always work out. However, it does not make the fact that someone that was or is close to you in whichever relationship, when they break their trust, it's hard. And it really took me by surprise because I don't fully understand why, and I don't fully understand what is the good that comes out from it, and what was this person motivation to do that, or to say something that was in fact untruth. But also I would need to do a little bit more thinking about why I didn't clarify, and what is my then what am I then in this situation? But maybe it's not necessary. Maybe sometimes we do need to be observers. Maybe we do not need to straighten things up for everyone always, and just discern whenever it's really needed and helpful to straighten the situation, and otherwise just take a step back. And what I will do now, once I finish talking to you, I will try and in the little meditation send all my love to all the people involved in that. When I remember, I try to do that. There is a I think very helpful thing that all the spiritual leaders say is to everyone who's ever hurt you, send this positive and loving energy, rather than thinking ill thoughts or bad thoughts about them. In fact, one of my friends, she has got someone staying with her who she can feel a very, very negative energy about this person that stays with her. And we talk about it a lot because I can feel that my friend wants to really speak about this and kind of discuss it, and express her anger and express her disappointment. And also I think as well, maybe there is a fear a little bit in this person that stays with her has got a very I'd say negative effect, and what I on the whole family, I would say. And what I found was that we've spoken about this person for a couple of times over the phone, and then I advised my friend that we shouldn't really speak about this person anymore, because I could feel the energy just between us. And actually, when I'm saying this to you, I'm thinking of how this person found the way to my podcast. But this just an example, and I am now energetically clearing all the energy and bad energy and any spells or anything that could come and affect it, because it's quite strong, I would say. But again, coming back to the trust, having this trust that this situation will resolve itself, and it's not going to last forever. So yes, just a little short reflection on the trust and how we are all loved. Thank you very much, and I speak to you soon.